Hi, my name is Dr. April Barrage, and this is this week's discussion where we're going to talk about some research that I did. So, this is part two about why we need more women inventors. So, last week we talked about the need for women inventors, and the main summary of that presentation was that there's a loss of talent when we have that. People who have great ideas that they may have written out, or if women have ideas in their head, or they have the skill set to come up with a new product, a new design, a new invention. When they aren't pursuing those efforts, it actually leads to a slower economic growth, which not only impacts women, but also impacts our society as a whole. Because in the United States, innovation is our main way of how we sustain ourselves and have such this great high quality of life that we have in this country and how jobs and new industries are produced. So if we can get more women who are scientists, who are engineers, or if they have a great idea, if we can encourage them and set up better pathways for them to pursue entrepreneurship and commercialization, this will benefit our entire society. So I worked with some researchers, and this paper is published. And the primary question was, what motivates women scientists to show interest in entrepreneurship? So these women scientists, these women engineers, they're working very hard. They're dealing with new ways to solve problems and to come up with different solutions. So what motivates women to show interest in actually pursuing entrepreneurship? That was the question that we had for the research. And the key takeaway from this experiment that we ran, and we followed it up with the survey as well. The key takeaway is that social impact. Women actually responded to show interest in entrepreneurship training programs when the entrepreneurship training program was framed as something that will benefit society. Start a business for good. Pursue commercializing your idea for good. So they responded much better and showed more interest when it was framed, these entrepreneurship training activities were framed as social framing. And what this kind of highlights is that there is a misconception how it can really hurt women's chances of getting new technologies and bringing new technologies to the marketplace, which, as we discussed this week, and I mentioned earlier, how it impacts society as a whole in a bad way. If we can increase the amount of women that are starting businesses and then coming up with inventions, that will significantly impact economic growth, but also women's health, because most women who do invent, we find a pattern that they tend to invent around women's health issues. So how did we come up with this experiment? What exactly did we do? So we had this question in mind: what motivates women to show interest in entrepreneurship, particularly women scientists? So there is this top entrepreneurship training program for women in academia, for people in academia, not just women, excuse me, professors in academia, science, engineering, technology, and math related fields, known as the I-Corps program. And what is interesting about this program, it's a top entrepreneurship program for academic scientists and engineers. So things that they're working on in their lab at various universities, translating that research to a product or to a business. It's one of the more successful programs that the government has, where they provide you with training and support to bring in those practical skills and to train these scientists and engineers on the business side. And this program has been around since 2011. However, only 1 in 5 participants in this program are just happen to be women. And as we discussed, this matters for the progress of innovation. So essentially, if only 20% of these people participating in these programs are women, and we only see that, like we discussed last week, that only about 12% of inventors each year that submit a patent are women, but women are make up over 22% of the STEM workforce in the United States. We're missing some out on some potential inventions that could really shape and change our society. And just want to remind you, please like and subscribe for more innovation, entrepreneurship, and tech news where everything will be clear, accessible, and attainable. So back to the study. So what we did, we worked with a local I-Corps site because they're housed at various high research activity universities across the United States. And what we did was we implemented a survey of people who showed interest in participating in this entrepreneurship training program. Then we looked at a national data set where we analyzed the actual business and or invention ideas of the principal investigator. So when I say principal investigator, that is the academic scientist. And then we also ran an email experiment to see if we shift the framing around social impact, will women show more interest in the program? And from this, for the email experiment, is what I really want to focus on in this video is that we had two different emails. So it was A/B testing. So the control email was a general email that focused on the commercial opportunities of starting a business or pursuing a patent for like an idea that you may have. So the subject line was turn research into a business. And it talks about in the email, bringing your ideas to the marketplace. So pretty standard commercial conversations about bringing an idea to the marketplace. For the experiment, we ran a sample where we sent this out to professors at the same university, a subsample, where the subject line was use research to solve societal challenges. So this is where we're testing to see, are women going to be more engaged with this social impact framing? And the whole purpose of that email in the body of the text was about bringing your finding to those in need and to help society. So there are a lot of societal benefits from inclusive innovation, and that is kind of the core of the idea where we were thinking, hey, women may respond more to socially oriented messaging because women tend to be motivated by more social oriented things. And then also too, we also said women may show more interest because there's this perception because women, are have children and they tend to be in more nurturing roles. Women who may not even be more socially oriented, they may subconsciously understand that this is a way for you as a woman in fields that where there aren't as many women. This is a way for you kind of to shine and to kind of get that exposure because people have their own biases about women. So women may just respond to things that appear more women friendly. And so what we found is actually women did respond to showing interest in the entrepreneurship program more if they received the social impact framing email compared to the standard and generic commercial idea, turn your ideas into the marketplace. So this showed that a simple low cost change can spark big impact and that this could be a way to encourage more women to bring ideas to market. So we can't say if it's because the women are necessarily more socially oriented or if they understand that when things are motivated for social good, there may be more open and welcoming in fields that are dominated by men, or there may just be more opportunity for them. But we did see that they do respond more and show interest in pursuing entrepreneurship and innovation when the accelerator program, the training program, is framed as having some type of societal impact. So this is a simple, low cost change that can spark big impact in terms of encouraging more women who do all of this hard work, who have all these great ideas, helping them to bring it to market. And this is a general overview, a study that I did. You can find the article in Research Policy, which is a leading journal in innovation for research around topics of innovation and entrepreneurship. This came out earlier in April of 2025. If you would like to access the article, there is a link below that will lead you to the actual article to learn more and to go more into the details. What I gave today was a general overview of our findings, but if you want to get into the weeds of things, because we did a lot of work on this paper, You can read the article in the link is in the description below. And thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this YouTube channel today. And just a reminder to please like and subscribe to my channel for more clear, accessible, and attainable innovation, entrepreneurship, and technology news. I will be back in front of the camera next week. I'm on vacation and I'm very new to the content creation space. And I realized that I need to have like a to-go kit with me. So when I'm on vacation, I'll be able to record videos and you all can see me, because I tried to record a video without, the green screen, without the proper lighting, because all I have is my phone, and it did not come out right. So I still wanted to upload every Wednesday because that's what I do. This is a different style, but next week I'll be back in front of the camera and talk more about clear, accessible, and attainable news. So be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.